Welcome to another edition of The Leaders. We are in Phnom Penh, capital of Cambodia, a nation that is rebuilding itself after decades of civil war. No other Cambodian personifies this struggle in peacetime and in wartime better than its leader. Prime Minister Hun Sen is a survivor. He lived under the harsh rule of the Khmer Rouge and fought political battles in the ensuing transition period to emerge on top. Here to share his views with us on prospects of Cambodia, on regional issues, is Prime Minister Hun Sen. Sir, thank you for being with us. Let me ask you my first question. Cambodia has been described as being on the slow mend. Following the 1993 general elections that signaled the end of the long civil war, what has been the result of peace in Cambodia?
First of all, I would like to tell you that for us, the progress we achieved so far, we could see it as a speedy, not slow. There are reasons behind that. When the United Nations Transitional Authorities of Cambodia, they were leaving Cambodia, the war has not yet come to an end. They leave behind a country, Cambodia, of two controlled regions and still continue fighting. If we talk about peace, actually we achieved peace only in late 1998 or early 1999. So far it's just a short span of time that gives us full abilities for the national development. So I would like to stress to this point again that what has been stipulated by the Paris Peace Agreement, UNTAC has not been fully fulfilled its task. The second reason is that we start to rebuild our nation from bare hands. It means that from 1979 until 1999, that is a period of more than 20 years. During the time, the infrastructures left behind for us were completely destroyed. Compared to the other countries in the field of infrastructures, Cambodia could say that is much far behind. There were no good national road or railroad for development. Everything has to be restored totally. We were weak not only on this point, but also in the legal framework as well as human resource. There are many other difficulties to recount. So if we see Cambodia in such a situation, so the progress we achieved so far could also be said speedy. So we just enjoy complete full peace during the last 6 years. During this period, we could also manage to have economic growth rate of 6.8%. And during that period, we also faced many natural calamities. In the year 2001, we faced a serious flood. And then in 2002, we also faced the drought. And then later in 2004 and early 2005, we are now facing drought. You see, if we have such a, if in the case that we do not have such a good infrastructures like your countries, so one cannot describe the achievement we say as slow, but should be speedy. What is important, we can say that we have put an end to the war, which has created by our predecessors. So now the war could be the inheritance that left behind for us is now the past already. You see, 21 years ago, you have been here to hold the interview with me, and now you come again, so you can see that with your own eye. That is the witness to the progress.
Mr. Prime Minister, I have indeed seen the progress. In fact, in talking with some people say that, in fact, the progress is going too fast and not too slow.
You see, for us that come to this year, and if we think of the past, we did not expect to have what we have today. From the city where there live no population, where in the garden they grow on the coconut trees, and now you can see that we have people living in the countries, we have the normal traffic, we have normal business. So we see it as good for our nation.
Mr. Prime Minister, what about the politics? It took your government a whole year to form a coalition. Is that a good sign or a bad sign?
If we think of the close to 1 year's political deadlock, that is not good. Not good for democracy, not good for what the people would like to have. So the people would they like to see is that after the election, they would like to see the government in place and operational. But if we count from the electoral campaign time, so the deadlock cost us more than a year. One of the fortunate point or special point for Cambodia is that in our constitution it's provided if there is no new government, then the old government will still be operational. Now we should review after the establishment of the government whether it's good or bad or not good for us. If we count on the time of close to 1 year for waiting, that is bad. But starting from bad, we also achieve good point. The good point is that the group that would like to destroy the government or would like to be in the coalition government remain outside the government. We could set up a very good alliance between the CPP and Phun Son Phaich, and we are now remain in good alliance. I think if we start with the tripartite coalition government with CPP, Phun Son Phaich, and Sam Rang Si party, then I think we are now unstable government. You see, frankly speaking, in Japan, in other countries, the political parties, they all join together for the national building. But it was unfortunate for Cambodia that if some parties join the government, they still continue to destroy the government. In another word, we can say that besides destroying, they cannot do anything else.
So in your opinion, Mr. Prime Minister, democracy works in Cambodia?
I think to have an opposition parties outside the government, it's good, much better than to have all political parties within the coalition government. You see, according to the experience of other countries, they say that the best system for the country, at least we must have 1 or 2 opposition parties outside the government. And Cambodia is now on that way, which the other countries would like to have.
How do you respond to accusations of human rights violations in Cambodia?
What is the human rights violation? I would like to understand this clearly too.
Well, some people being put in prison for no reason, perhaps. Some journalists being chastised or taken to task for what they've written, perhaps.
I think we have to review clearly who has been in prison without reason and any journalist that has a problem without reason. You see, I would like to invite those who are keen in these issues to discuss one case by case. If we talk in general like this, it's hard to understand what is a violation of human rights. And if we talk about the newspaper, we should better go together to see the printing house or the place where they sell newspapers. Or we can go to the TV station of the opposition parties. I've been hearing about the violation of human rights in Cambodia, but I would like to know the real point, the specific point of that.
Mr. Prime Minister, we are just reading the report of the UN Special Envoy to Cambodia. He was quite general, it's true, but that's what I was referring to.
You see, I do not want to talk about this person, but at the time he met me, I used to call him a long-stay tourist. I think he is concerned of losing the job. He is concerned of losing the salary from working in Cambodia. So for me, it's better that he find longer time to stay in Cambodia. You see, there is no UN Secretary General Special Representative on Human Rights in Iraq. But why they keep this in Cambodia? In a way, I could say that the United Nations has been spending the money wastefully. I think it's a type of corruption in which they just manage the United Nations in a way that some people are employed.
Okay, Mr. Prime Minister, let's go to another subject then. I'd like to talk to you about the Khmer Rouge trials. Are you confident that they will actually take place? And because this is looked upon by many people in Cambodia as a closure of a painful part of Cambodian history.
Now, up to now, we can make the conclusion that there will be the trial of Khmer Rouge leaders not in a very far future. In Jakarta on the 24th of April, at the time I shook hands and say goodbye to Excellency Kofi Annan, he mentioned to me that pay further attention so that there will be the trial in place. On the 28th of April, I received one letters from Excellency Kofi Annan, the official letters, mentioning that the United Nations has completed its legal procedures by receiving the contribution from the member state. So we can say that both sides has completed its legal procedures and that the agreement between the two sides come into force. For Cambodian side, we are now seeking the necessary fund so that the trial would be operational. Today I've been asking my colleague about these procedures and then it also include the meeting that I will have with the Japanese ambassador. To whatever way, there must be the trial of the Khmer Rouge leaders so that we can put an end to the suffering page of history of Cambodia and also to have justice done for our people. Maybe you can remember that during your visit here and have the interview with me 21 years ago, then you may remember that is there anyone talking about the trial of Khmer Rouge leaders? Many countries, they bow their head to the Khmer Rouge, they respect the Khmer Rouge very much. You see, then I was deputy prime ministers and ministers of foreign affairs, and later I became the prime ministers. And I also insist that the trial of the Khmer Rouge leaders be included in the Paris Peace Agreement. I've been talking during the negotiation for the Paris Peace Agreement that the appropriate place for the Khmer Rouge leaders is not in the SNC, Supreme National Council of Cambodia, but it's in the trial. You see, I insist that obstructing the genocide regime from returning to Cambodia to be included in the Paris Peace Agreement, but they did not agree to me. They just put the word like this, obstruct the recurrence of the recent history. So it means that when the Khmer Rouge was strong, no one dare challenge them. But at the time we can contain the Khmer Rouge, other people come to force us to hold the trial of the Khmer Rouge leaders, and some even accuse us or blame us. We do not want to have the trial. So you yourself could be the historical witness to Cambodia. What is the international affair is that it seems that it seems go along to the force of the trend. There is no historical verity. You see, in Cambodia we have a slogan or a saying like this: when the crocodile is in the waters, I dare not catch the crocodile, but once the crocodile dies, I catch it for you to see. When the water buffalo is in the farm, I dare not chase the buffalo, but when the water buffalo goes away, then I will chase for you to see. So it means that when the Khmer Rouge was strong, no one dare challenge them except us. But when the Khmer Rouge die, those people, they consider themselves to be very strong and see us as a weak.
Prime Minister, are they truly gone, the Khmer Rouge? Is there any way in which they can ever come back?
To me, I think that they are gone because we have put an end to the political and military organization of the Khmer Rouge. If not counting from the time Khieu Samphan, Nuon Chea surrender or integrate themselves into the society, we can count from the time we arrest Tamok, the commander of the Khmer Rouge, in March 1999. This political and military organization exists more than half a century and used to control Cambodia. You see, they would like to destroy us in a type of strategies we describe as the roasted eat the iron. But they did not expect that their political and military organization has come to an end because of their political line. Our win-win policy is still the rust that has been eaten that island. UNTAC has been using $2 billion US dollars in Cambodia, but could not put an end to the political and military organization of the Khmer Rouge. But for us, we solve this problem ourselves. We complete this problem.
Let's talk about the economy. Let's talk about poverty that still exists in Cambodia. What does Cambodia need to improve its economy, and what will be the government's priorities in addressing the problem of poverty, which includes illiteracy, the problem of AIDS, and of course, the problem of providing jobs?
For the economic progress of Cambodia, I have put forward for execution the sixth priority. First, our attention is paid on agricultural field, focusing mainly on solving the water problem. It would be a mistake if Cambodia oversee agriculture, because Cambodia is an agricultural-based country. But for the development of agriculture, we have to focus mainly, first of all, on water. The second priority is on infrastructures, communication, transport, and telecommunication. Even though some steps has been taken for the development of this sphere, but compared to the other countries, we are still weak. We need further investment on this sphere. So we need to further promote the development of a road, railroad, port, and airport. The third priority is on electricity, because there is increased need of electricity from the investors as well as from the people. And now we are facing difficulties because electricity in Cambodia are produced by the fuel. And now we are facing the increased price of fuel, which is also one of the energy security problem. The investor also face difficulties when they do the business in Cambodia because of the high price of electricity. Therefore, we are now trying our best to focus on hydroelectricity. Our fourth priority is on education and training of human resources. This is one of the big challenge for Cambodia compared to the other countries, because most of the human resource has been depleted during the Pol Pot. And therefore, we focus our attention on the training of human resource and pay attention to promoting education. The fifth priority is on intensive industry, processing and export industry. In this field, we can say that we are relatively successful in attracting the investment, in providing trade facilitation, and in export. In the year 2004, our garment export is 1.9 billion US dollar. So for a small country like Cambodia, we could see it as one of our success. This is not enough. We have to promote all the industry-based export based on the favorable condition when we are now members of WTO. The sixth priority is on tourism, which is one of the main potential for Cambodia. We have to promote this field because this field can provide us national revenues and job opportunity for our people.
What about the problem of corruption, Mr. Prime Minister? I know it's not only in Cambodia, but how does Cambodia aim to solve it?
We acknowledge that there is corruption, and this also make our good governance weak, and this also deplete, retard our development. And therefore, in our rectangular strategies, in which it encompasses many types of reform, we consider good governance as the backbone for our success. In our rectangular strategies, good governance is a backbone. And in this backbone, good governance, there are four angles. One of the angles is fighting against corruption. The second angle is the reform, judiciaries and court of law reform. The third one is the public administration reform. The fourth one is the reform of the armed forces. I acknowledge that fighting against corruption, it seems to be harder than fighting against the Khmer Rouge or fighting to destroy or put an end to the political and military organization of the Khmer Rouge. been sitting doing the studies on how to destroy the Khmer Rouge. And after that, I put forward the win-win policies in which later we could destroy the political and military organization of the Khmer Rouge. And I also did the study of how to fight corruption. So I found that fighting corruption is even harder. The difference is that Khmer Rouge is another size. So we find the way, the tactics, the strategies to fight and destroy them. But corruption is with us, so it's harder. Therefore, I think it needs from us to be serious, to be patient, and to be decisive. Last week, the Council of Ministers make the adoptions on the judiciaries and court of law reform. Judiciary and court of law reform could be considered as one of the important element to fight against corruption. It will not be long before we put into practice the law against corruption. But I stress that there will be difficulties, and it is not exclusive problem of Cambodia. It's the universal problem. គឺថាពេលនេះគឺថាប្រទេសកម្ពុជាបានចូលជាសមាជិកអាស៊ានមួយរយៈពេលកន្លងទៅហើយតើផលប្រយោជន៍អ្វីខ្លះដែលកម្ពុជាបានទទួលអំពីការចូលរួមនៃអង្គការតំបន់នេះ We can say that we benefit in many ways in joining this regional organization. First, one has to talk that what are the attracting points for Cambodia to join this organization. One of the most attracting points for us to join ASEAN is that the principal in the fact that it's safeguarding of our independence and sovereignties vis-a-vis neighboring countries. You see, one of the important principles of ASEAN is non-interference into the internal affairs of each other. So when we join ASEAN, we expect that there will be no interference from other countries like before we join ASEAN. The second is the spirit of communities, which is very important for a small country like Cambodia. We say that there is equal footing and equal right as a partnership. The way of working of ASEAN is a consensus. So whether it's a big or small country, rich or small, rich or poor country, we have the right to make the decision in the benefit of our region. The third point is that the all ASEAN countries, they are more developed than ASEAN than us. So when we join ASEAN, we are expecting to profit from the transfer of technologies, from trading, and which are there to help us to integrate into the region. You see, we have a profit already from the training of human resource, from the transfers of the technologies from ASEAN partners, which are all ASEAN countries. And the last point, which is also important for Cambodia, which is a point of attraction, is that ASEAN is the diplomatic exit for Cambodia. You may be well aware that ASEAN has many partners in the region and outside the region. So when we join ASEAN, we also enjoy this opportunity. That is open the gate for Cambodia to the outside world. There are two forums. One is the World Trade Organization. If Cambodia is not members of ASEAN, until now we could not be members of WTO. The second forum is the ASEAN Europe Forum, which is called ASEAN. If Cambodia is not member of ASEAN, until now we could not be member of ASEAN. So the question you pose about the benefit of Cambodia joining ASEAN is all the 4 points I mentioned.
It must also be easier as ASEAN member to balance relations between the two big countries on each side of Cambodia, Vietnam and Thailand.
This is the first point I mentioned. You see, when we are members of ASEAN, it's easier for us to solve all the problems with neighboring countries. You see, when we are members of ASEAN, everything seems to be easier than before, including solving the border problem with the two main neighbors.
Mr. Prime Minister, how do you see Cambodia 10 years from now?
You see, for the next 10 years, I think that what we need, first of all, is to strengthen ourselves so that we can hold firm our own destiny. I mean that we can reduce our dependence from on outside independence on the field of social and economic development. I think now we still much depends on assistance and loan. The next 10 years we still need on assistance and loan, but the amount would be much reduced because of our own effort. You see, the rate of poverty would be reduced, and the other problem like illiteracies and others would be much improved. Let's say that on irrigation, we can say that the next 10 years, our country would be most irrigated land. That is all our expectation, and we are working hard toward that goal.
You have been called a political survivor because of your years in politics, because you have been able to survive many political battles. To what do you attribute your resilience?
This could be described in two ways. First is about die or survive. In a way, it could be a bit suspicious. You see, in a way, I could describe that as soldiers who has been engaged in 105 battles, who has got won 5 times, and then I could get rid from many assassinations. So in a suspicious way, I think that because of the influence or the spirit of Buddha, or maybe because of some sacred things of the God that safeguard my life. Sometimes I even question myself, how could I survive until now, based on the fact that I have been undergoing many difficult times over 30 years. You see, if you are a bit suspicious, and then you believe on some abstract things, you seem to believe that each person have some spirit to safeguard you. Science cannot explain it, but to me there is some unique things that happen with me. Something to be happen in the next 2 or 3 days. Sometimes you know that the thing that happened during your dream, 2 or 3 days before that. I do not know about the other people, but for me this happened. And therefore, I believe that there is some spirit that always take care of me, safeguarding me. You see, maybe it's not the real answer to your question, but it's related to the death and life of my life, based on the fact that I have been undergoing many experiences. Now I turn to the normal answers, the reason why I could survive. To date, I've been 26 years in powers. As a foreign ministers, deputy prime ministers, and foreign ministers, and prime ministers. Just being the prime ministers alone, I've been in this position for 20 years. One can ask why I could be so long in power. My response is that it's the people. We, the people support, you can be in power. Without people support, you will not be in power. Not to talk that you hold power by election or not by election. Without people support, you cannot be there. So I can say that the people is my firm foundation to be in this position. You see, my future is also completely depends on the people. Therefore, I'm always thinking of what should I do for my people. Because if you do for the people, in return, people will support you.
Well, we've heard from you the spiritual reason for your resilience and the political reason. Could golf also have a role in how you've survived all your problems and all your difficult situations?
Golf is a new game, a new sport for me, in which I took it just 5 years ago. Before, I did not even know what is golf. You see, but I used to be a sportsman. I used to play football. I used to play volleyball. So when I just turn from one sport to another, it's not hard for me to start. You see, when I was very occupied with the works, especially from the year 1988 until the year 2000, for the peace talk, I did not have time to play a sport at all. And when I do not have time to play sport, then I also get often ill. You see, because of too much work, then during that time I have to take a drip. But when I start golf, I stop taking the drip, and I feel my leg, my hand feels strong. But later I can master it. If it's not so good, but at least I can play with my friend.